You want to see something shocking? I thought this was shocking. My client sent me this. This was attached to a home I sold him. Oh, I think they closed in December. Okay. Out in Graham. So this is a house. He just bought this house. This was a declaration of restrictions, CCRs, that came with the property. These were written in 1947. And they include item number 4 here is no person of any race other than the white race shall use or occupy any building or any lot, except that this covenant shall not prevent occupancy by not to exceed 2 domestic servants of a different race domiciled with the owner or tenant. So 1947, the U.S. government was sanctioning, and it was perfectly legal for us to send soldiers to war to fight for the U.S., to have them come home and not be able to live wherever they wanted. That wasn't the case until it wasn't made code until 1968. That's my lifetime, 1960. I know I'm old, but I'm not that old. 1968, when the Fair Housing Act came into place, did this kind of thing become illegal on a federal level. So if you're out there thinking, oh, well, segregation, all that stuff happened a long time ago. No, it did not. This was attached to a home I just sold. Now, it's unenforceable and blah, blah, blah. No one would ever bring it up. It doesn't even come up as an exception on the title report because it's illegal. But I just think it's critical to get that this country had this codified in my lifetime. This was acceptable. This was standard. And if you think 1968 happened and the Fair Housing Act happened and all of a sudden the country was integrated, you're nuts. The thing had already been established that there were areas where black people could live and areas where whites could live. And that was already the done deal. And we have done nothing other than take off the restriction to even that out. I mean, housing prices doubled from 47 to 68. That means if you just did, where were you going to go buy a house in 1968? It wasn't like all of a sudden white neighborhoods would meet you with open arms about that. It doesn't work to just say to someone, hey, you know what? If someone stole money from me and they stole it from me, for, 200 years, and then all of a sudden they say, oh, well, I'm going to stop stealing from you. That doesn't make it right. That doesn't repair the damage. It doesn't make up for the fact that we have given black people in this country absolutely none of the advantages that white people have taken for granted, that my family could turn over to me wealth inherited through real estate. We prohibited that till 1968. And even since 1968, it's not been a walk in the park for anyone. When this came to me from my client, I just thought this is an amazing document and an amazing eye-opener for us to start to really deal with. What are we going to do to make up for the fact that we really did hamper the financial development of people of color in this country for as long as we did in the recent past? This is not 200 years ago. This was my lifetime. This changed in 1968. We got to do something about that. So I'm just bringing it up because this came across my desk. It's Black History Month, and I think we, white people, need to deal with. You know what? We've had some kind of privilege that our parents would just give us wealth, and we could buy a house wherever we wanted. Talking about white privilege doesn't mean white people have it easy. Doesn't mean white people can't be poor people. Doesn't mean there aren't hundreds of thousands of destitute white people in this country that have no advantages. That doesn't mean white gives you that kind of advantage that it's easy for you. It just means the color of your skin was never going to keep you from buying a house where you wanted to. It just meant that no one could keep you out. And we did keep people out until very recently. And we've done nothing to make up for that. That's an important thing for us to deal with. Just thought I'd bring that up. Something for all of us to talk about. If we don't talk about it, we can't change it. And if we can't change it, we can't make it right. So just thought I'd bring it up. Let me know if you have any questions or what you think about this.